I'm doing a follow-up video to my last one I did a couple videos ago on Kabbalah and the mystery religions. Don't believe in God, don't let him fool you. This is kind of part two. I'm doing a number series of these because I want to make it clear to people who might not understand, whoever views this and doesn't understand, that when the initiates of these various secret societies, occult sciences, whatever, students of occult sciences, when they're talking about God, they're not referring to, the God that, your local people going to church think of as God. And according to them Kabbalist rabbis, right, he said, in regards to a personal God, there is no God. And that this God is some kind of energy force, whatever, that intelligence that permeates through all creation. And, that the master or Kabbalist masters can tap into and basically become deified by, or, can use for good or evil. But it's kind of like the Force in Star Wars, the Force. But I'm going on with this, okay. So this is talking about thelema, that philosophy started by Aleister Crowley, philosophical religious system started by Aleister Crowley. And not thy will be done, but do what thou wilt. Christianity is dead, thelema lives. God in thelema is not the morbid Christian God. And if you can read this, I hope you can. It looks clear on my end, looking at it through the phone. But if not, I can just read this. But you can go look it up. Just God in thelema is not the morbid Christian God. This was 10 years ago. But I found this and I thought this was interesting. These are the words written atop Liber Oz, a short work describing the rights of man in the new eon. Eon meaning age. Sorry, I'm trying to get situated here. I apologize. Let me shrink this a little bit so I can be able to get a little bit close, because I don't know if you can. The old eon was the eon of Osiris, the father and the suffering man, encapsulated in the figure of Jesus Christ. Okay, so their version of the old eon of Horus is the Christian age. Okay, it's technically the Christian age. To the New Agers, that's the age of Pisces, by the way, which they also say is passing. Before that was the eon of Isis, the pagan era. This is now the eon of the crowned and conquering child. So basically, Osiris is the symbol of the sun, and the symbol of the sun is symbolic of the age of what they call the S-U-N of God, Son of God, Jesus, figure of Jesus Christ. And this Isis is the moon, pagan era. Eclipsed together, it forms the crowned and conquering child. Now, when you look up in esoteric literature what Horus represents, it really represents the full body of initiates in the secret societies and mystery schools. The eon of the crowned and conquering child Horus. So that's the eon of the crowned and conquering adepts. So that's their new age. Their age of Aquarius is the same thing, the eon of Horus. Even Jesus foretold of this mystery when he said, "And I said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven." Again, there's a lot of these secret societies that try to take the Bible and, twist it. But anyways, thelema asserts in its own Bible that every man and every woman is a star, and that Godhead is, quote, above you and in you, and, quote, the flame that burns in every heart of man and in the core of every star. God is not some being outside of ourselves. Okay, it needs to be understood. Similar things that the other Kabbalist rabbis were saying. He is not some cloudy figure, perhaps an old man of sorts, that watches our every move and judges us. So that, again, that rabbi said the same thing too, just in different words. He is not a stern father that judges and rebukes you, but the child voice of love in thine own soul. Again, you cut through all the esoteric mumbo-jumbo bullshit, and basically it is... Yeah, but anyways, in a sense, Jesus was an example of the man-God, who was both man and God. In him was God made man, and man made God, even as he says, quote, I and my Father are one. In the symbol, we sign each message with the universal hexagram. We show God and man as one. Traditionally, the hexagram is formed of two separate triangles representing interlocking opposites of male and female, God and man, spirit and matter, etc. The universal hexagram, which literally means a hexagram that can be drawn in one stroke without lifting up a pen, symbolically asserts a unity between these complements. So it's a symbol of the deification of the initiate through the process of elimination. One reason Christianity is dead is that the symbols are unbalanced. We praise good in life and fear evil and death. In thelema, my adepts stand upright, their head above the heavens, their feet below the hells. Since God is all, and since man's true identity is one with God, we move beyond opposition into unity and with all things from highest to lowest. There is no grace, there is no guilt. This is the law, do what thou wilt. God is expressed by doing one's own will, which if pure is one with God's will, and God's will is one with your own will. And in that in that thou art God. This is not a judgmental God of sin and hell and fear, punishment, and endless retribution. Thelemites even go so far as to call themselves atheists, because they identify so closely with God. To admit God is to look up to God, and so not to be God, the curse of duality. We simultaneously deny the dogmatic theistic God of superstition and assert our identity so closely with the God who is all that we admit of no other. This is the secret meaning of saying there is no God. So, it also means that the God idea must go with other relics of the fear born of ignorance into the limbo of savagery. So, the true God is one with ourselves. So, and that's the universal hexagram, in case you're wondering. But anyways, yeah, so it's basically this, they're saying the same thing, that they're using, God is all, God is love, God is this, God is that. But, it's, like I said, if you set aside all the esoteric mumbo-jumbo, they even do consider themselves atheists when it comes to believing in a personal God. So, again, they don't really believe in God. This God is a force, which is not a God. It is an energy force. It's an intelligence. Interesting, but not God. What else do I have here? Of course, you have Libraz from Hermetic.com, Crowley, one of Crowley's writings. Oh, hang on. Oh, dang it. Okay, sorry about that. Probably should just read this really quick. There is no God but man. And, he has the right to drink, dwell, move as he will. He has the right to think, speak, write, draw, dress as he will. I guess I got no as much beef with that. But isn't it interesting, at the same time says the slave shall serve. Man has the right to kill those who would thwart these rights. The slave shall serve. And notice the A on Aleister Crowley looks like a dick. I guess that's how he always kind of signed. He's a sick bastard. And here's another one, copyright OTO. This is a great There Is No God But Man by Gregory Peters, must be an initiate of the OTO. This is a great and holy mystery. Although each star has its own number, each number is equal and supreme. Every man and every woman is not only a part of God, but the ultimate God. The center is everywhere, and the circumference nowhere. The old definition of God takes new meaning for us. Each one of us is the one God. This can only be understood by the initiate. One must acquire certain high states of consciousness to appreciate it. Aleister Crowley, New Comment to Liber Val Legis 1:4. So, anyways, yeah, that's what they basically believe. I don't want to go through this whole thing and read it, but anyways, yep, so that's really the meaning of what Aleister Crowley meant by every man and every woman is a star. You know, as every man and every woman is a god. You know, and it goes on. I didn't want to read this entire thing. I just wanted to show you that, you know, that, and I have more to come. I really kind of want to get, you know, really kind of want to tackle this. Because really, you know, when they're used, like I said, you know, Aleister Crowley said, you know, the truth, you know, which is why he's probably so demonized within a lot of, you know, or orders even during his lifetime. You know, he was at heads with a lot of the initiates of his day because, you know, he actually was revealing a lot of the esoteric teachings of the orders that he was involved with. And, well, that probably didn't make him too happy. I mean, I don't know the full story, but I think this is one of them. That, you know, cut all the esoteric nonsense out. There is no God but man. Thank you for watching.